Good evening this time from a very warm, very sunny, very pleasant, still stress-free Peterborough. Short video tonight. Myself and Kat were invited up to a different part of the world to spend some time with another koi keeper. We got there just after 12 and then about 7:05, so 7 hours later, we realised we'd been sat in the garden drinking, eating and talking most of the day, and we've had a thoroughly enjoyable day. So what follows will be a bit of an insight to who we went to see. Please enjoy. Right, name?
Terence Wright.
Age?
Yes, very old. 69.
69. And where do you live, Terry?
Spalding, Lincolnshire.
And your profession?
I'm retired, but I was a club manager for 18 years.
And how long have you been keeping koi?
My first pond was when I was 23-year-old.
Some
But
time.
I have had a break in the middle.
How long a break?
Quite a big one.
Right, okay. So how big is your current pond and how many fish do you have?
It's 2,500 gallon and I'm overstocked with 30 koi in it, but I do have a lot of filtration to cope with that.
Very good.
So whether it's overstocked or not is a matter of opinion, really. As long as your filtration copes, I think everything's fine.
Yeah, it has been said that you cannot overstock, but you can underfiltrate.
You can easily underfilter a pond.
And the pond that we're currently seeing, is this your forever pond, so you will never be changing it?
Well, you like to think that, but then if we won the lottery, I should have a massive lake. But then again, it'd have to be big to float my yacht on.
Yeah. And you currently don't own a yacht?
Not at the moment. I'm looking at financing.
All right, okay. So if tomorrow the pond and your shed disappeared, what would you replace it with? What alternative hobby would you have?
Oh, that's a hard one. I love boats, but I don't know. The situation we are at the moment, I'd probably build another.
So you couldn't really do without it?
Oh, it takes up so much of my life. Being retired can be so boring if you're not careful.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's an excellent hobby, really is. And it's whatever you want to spend on it.
I guess so. So what, out of the years where you've been keeping koi, what is your biggest triumph?
My biggest triumph, I think it's okay having a hobby just for yourself, but I wanted to extend the fact that if I can make a filter, which I made my own DIY filter,
Yeah.
and it sort of snowballed from there, and I think it's helping other people get cheap pond filtration, whereas they couldn't normally afford a £3,000 or £4,000 filter. You know, I've turned plans out that they can build one for 600 quid. I'm hoping to bring more plans out and make it even cheaper, but that's something I've got to work on.
Okay, is it possible?
I think so.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And any advice for new koi pond keeper? Oh God, if I could actually speak properly. I'm not going to edit this out because I can't be bothered.
About
But
these koi pond keepers.
yeah. Any advice for new koi keepers out there?
Any advice? Don't underestimate the hobby. It's not dig a hole in the ground and pop fish in it. You must do your research. It's absolutely vital to research the hobby before you even think about digging a hole. It's all down to what you know.
Okay.
Koi are a hybrid, so don't forget they take a lot. They need a fair bit of looking after.
Right. What has been the biggest mistake you've made in all these years?
Getting married.
Oh! I'm not even editing that bit out neither. So your biggest mistake in koi keeping?
In koi keeping, my biggest mistake, I think it was quite recent when I had my pH and KH crash.
That's a lot of years to make.
Absolute nightmare.
Right.
I've had little things like you get a koi with an infection and you're fighting hard to clear it up, but that's minor to a pH and KH crash where you could lose them all. And your ammonia's through the roof. It was an absolute nightmare for me for 2 or 3 days.
But we're across that now. That's out of the way.
Yeah.
Good. Any future plans? We know that you do a lot of inventing, but any future plans for the pond itself?
It has gone through my head. Well, luckily when I put this in, I put a good footing in, and it has gone through my head to raise it. But whether I want to go to that expense, it sounds quite cheap just to take these copings off and build it a little bit higher. But then you want £450 for a new liner. You've got to get somebody in to do it. You've got to redesign it. I'd want windows, and you know, where do you stop?
Well, yeah, you stop at where your wallet stops.
Well, exactly. Mind you, I think I ought to spend it before I do die. Then it won't be a problem to you, will it?
And do you get support from the lovely Fiona?
She listens to me, bless her, with one ear. And she will nod and say no in the right places, but
I did look after it when
she did. She was absolutely fabulous when I was off in hospital. She looked after it, she cleaned the filters, and I was on my hospital bed and she was on the phone, right up to the left hand side, right now pull that, now switch that on. And she was
clearly works.
Yeah, she was brilliant. But normally she'll feed them and have a walk around and look at them, but you don't get too involved.
And what is your favourite fish, if you have a favourite fish?
Do you know what? I don't own my favourite fish.
You don't own your favourite fish?
I don't own one, no.
How do you mean?
Years and years ago, when I was 25, 6, I bought a shisui. Now this shisui was a blue and orange, and he was an absolute showfish, but I won't take my fish out, cart them 100 mile, stick them in a tub all day, put them back in the bag and cart them 100 mile back. I've never done that and never would. And everybody said I should have shown this fish. It was absolutely, the blue on him was fantastic. Absolutely fantastic.
No, not really. Oh, I don't know whether Martha's
She
sold
doesn't
it out
want
or not.
news,
See
she
it on
wants
the
gossip.
internet. You're right. I'm gonna buy one of those. No.
Yeah.
So Fiona, what are you doing at the moment? Apart from jumping because of the fish.
You want half a loaf, you only want a bit in your fingers.
Leave it in.
Like a mental at it.
So that's just a couple of slices of brown bread. Good for them. I like that.
Whole meal, don't give them more.
No.
Whole meal. Yeah, we buy them a loaf a week.
Yeah?
They have a loaf a week. A small loaf, one of them little.
Yeah, little Hovis type thing.
Yeah.
Right, that's the end of the questions. Thanks for the interview, Terry.
My pleasure.
So I hope you enjoyed the 10 questions in 10 minutes, or it tried to be 10 questions in 10 minutes. I think I might try that with other koi keepers, so be aware of that, along similar lines, but we're going to take a leaf out of Terry's book and try this. the surface a little
Okay.
bit. Looks like a winner.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to get my doubling duster out again.
Yeah.
Right, say goodnight, Cat.
Good night, Cat.
That'll do. We'll leave that wholemeal bread floating on the surface. I think we've actually scared the fish, so we'll leave them be. So I hope you've enjoyed this little short video. If it's something you enjoy, let us know. If not, let us know in the usual manner. Stay safe, get your jab, get your second jab, maybe get your third jab, look after your family. Bye.